Poisonous. All y'all niggas for coming in face with that shit.
That night, I dreamt of a blind swordsman.
Poisonous paragraph, smash your phonograph in half and read the inspector deck on the warpath. First class, leaving mics with a cast, causing ruckus like the aftermath when guns blast. Run fast, here comes the verbal assaulter. Rhymes running wild like a child of the walker. I scored from the inner slums of Raw.
He knows my every move, yet he cannot see. As my mind fights to make sense of the impossible, he has turned my sight into a liability.
Let's do electrify, provoke to never ill. Truth that I reveal across the amateurs who scream they keep it real. Caesar black down, hoodied up and
He has no just cause to want my life. There is no forethought, no logic in his actions. This isn't just any swordsman. This is the blind nigga samurai.
What's good, nigga? What's really good?
What's good, YouTube? It's RPU, aka the Afro Samurai of Flair Finance, back again with another video. And guys, another Saturday has came and went, and another epoch has begun. Check your Flair Finance if you haven't already done so. The Songbird Delegation rewards for this week have been distributed. Now, the numbers for week 11 are in. And I can now say that I am 2.5 months deep in Flair Finance. Let me know how your experience in Flair Finance is going. Are you accumulating a lot of SFIN? Are you making a profit? Hey, Songbird was up 7% today. I think this is off of the news of the launch of the Stake Connector, which we're going to talk about. But we're going to enter the numbers into the spreadsheet, and then we'll talk about some of the latest news within the Songbird community. Let's talk about it. Alright guys, I've already entered the numbers into the spreadsheet, but let's break them down real quick. So, going into week 11, we had 6,001 wrap Songbird staked, approximately 340 X5 staked, and approximately 0.00374 SFIN staked. Now, Songbird Delegation rewards. The amount of Songbird that I received for this week was 32.26 Songbird. Not as much as I got last week, because last week was a combination of the last 4 weeks. You know, we hadn't been getting Songbird for the past 4 weeks, so they kind of gave us like one big lump sum. So, I mean, I wasn't expecting that this week, but I thought I would get a little bit more Songbird, you know, based on the numbers. You know, I showed you guys last week, like, they gave me 232 Songbird during week 10, but that was for the past 4 weeks, right? And when you break that down, or you divide it by 4, it was, on average, it was about 58 Songbird a week. But for week 11, you can see that I did not earn 58 Songbird or close to 58 Songbird a week, you know? And I believe Flair Finance said they were going to make an announcement about this later down the line. But I mean, I guess you could say the delegation rewards have kind of like cooled back down to normal. Maybe they kind of like overcompensated us for making us wait for 4 weeks. You know, that's probably why we got a large lump sum. But it seems like delegation rewards have been scaled back, you know, to their normal distribution rate. let me know how your experience is going in Flair Finance. So the amount of SFIN that was earned in the wrap Songbird pool was approximately 0.00004 SFIN. The amount of SFIN that was earned in the XFi pool is approximately 0.0011. The XFi pool, that's our bread and butter, man. This is the pool that's giving out the most SFIN right now. And the amount of SFIN that was earned in the SFIN pool for week 11 is approximately 0.00002. So you could say from week 10 to week 11, our positions didn't really change like that. I mean, our Songbird position changed, we added 232 Songbird, but that addition of Songbird to the wrap Songbird pool did not make me a lot of SFIN. I mean, the XFi pool, that's where I'm getting the most SFIN, but I got 6,000 Songbird and I'm not getting a lot of SFIN out of this pool. I mean, I'm getting a decent chunk, but I believe that the XFi pool dishes out more SFIN out of both the wrap Songbird pool and the SFIN pool. So I'm glad I actually bought the dip in XFi, because the XFi pool is the one that's dishing out the most SFIN right now. I mean, I have, from the snowball effect and compounding my SFIN, I have a pretty decent chunk of SFIN in the SFIN pool. But the SFIN pool is not dishing out a lot of SFIN like that, But I'm still rolling it over, and I have a nice, chunk of SFIN built up. So the total amount of SFIN that was earned for week 11 is approximately 0.00116. Same as last week, but these numbers are approximate. Remember? I tell you guys that every week. These numbers are approximate. I'm rounding them off. Now, to get the total amount of SFIN that we have altogether, we take the total from week 10, and we add that to the total amount of SFIN earned that we earned in week 11, and we get a total amount of SFIN of approximately 0.00490234 SFIN. So, I mean, we're halfway there to crossing another decimal place. We're halfway there. We're getting there. Nice little chunk of SFIN there. Now, since last week, by the suggestion of one of my subscribers, we started tracking the price of SFIN and how much my SFIN is worth, right? Even though we're not necessarily trying to look at this in dollar terms, we're going to keep track of this. And so the price of SFIN at the time of this recording, SFIN was $9,908. Actually up $700 from last week. And so the total amount, or the dollar value, the dollar value of the total amount of SFIN that I've accumulated is approximately worth $48.57. Not a lot of money, but you could say I'm up $13 from last week. Would you consider that a profit? Or, I mean, really, I've accumulated more SFIN, But really, like, I mean, the price went up, you know? I mean, so, I mean, you could say that's a $13 profit, I guess, you know? But, I mean, SFIN was like hundreds of thousands of dollars, so it's not really necessarily a profit to me right now, you know, when SFIN was worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. But right now, like I said, my primary focus is to try to accumulate as much SFIN as possible, because there's only 11,000 SFIN. When SFIN first came on the scene, it was worth $1 million, right? SFIN is a Songbird asset, right? People forget that financial institutions are coming to the Songbird network via Fireblocks, right? And guess who quit the SEC and went to go work at Fireblocks? Jay Clayton. Isn't that interesting how Jay Clayton is always like hovering around XRP related projects, even though he's the one that threw the wrench in our side with this lawsuit? I think Jay Clayton knows what's coming, you know? But anyway, so we had 32.26 Songbird dished out to us in delegation rewards for week 11. I decided to roll all of that into the Wrap Songbird pool going into week 12. And so these are the numbers going into week 12. We have 6,033.26 Wrap Songbird staked, approximately 3,420 XFi staked, and approximately 0.00490,234 SFIN staked. So these are the numbers for week 11 going into week 12. Let me know how your experience in Flair Finance is going. Are you making a profit? Are you buying any dips? Let me know how it's going for you. Alright guys, now for the second half of this video. Rapid fire Songbird news. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at RPUReloaded so you can get my latest updates and retweets of things that I think are interesting in the crypto space. And since this is a Songbird video, I just want to let you know that you can now trade Songbird futures with up to 5x leverage exclusively on Bitrue. When it comes to Songbird futures, Bitrue is the only game in town. So if you're interested, my referral link will be in the description of this video. Alright, now let's get to it. Starting the video off right. Free the Songbird. Hashtag retweet me, man. Free the bird. Free the Songbird. I cannot believe there are still exchanges out here who still have not given their Songbird to their customers. When was the Songbird airdrop? Like, sometime last year. Like, it's crazy. Songbird community says, "Dear exchanges, could you please release the Songbird tokens you have received, or at least update your loyal customers on what you are doing with them? Many thanks, man." Shout out to all the Flair community with the sun emojis in their name. Free the Songbird. Dr. Bags 888 says, "Call them out by name." Ropes 88 XRP says, "Dear Songbird guy, please tag exchanges or post means nothing. Thanks in advance for next time." XRP meme guy didn't hesitate. he responded and said, "Coinbase at Brian Armstrong. Win Songbird." Coinbase ain't said nothing, man. It's a shame. Damon says, "At Coinbase, at Coinbase support, at Coinbase exchange, at Coinbase wallet." Hey, free the Songbird. XRP_alien says, "Dear Department of Justice, please investigate the thief, Brian Armstrong of Coinbase, and prosecute the theft of digital assets. Hashtag Songbird." Hold it right there, scumbag. That's crazy. You know, a lot of people put their XRP on Coinbase for the Flair snapshot, right? And then after that, there was the announcement of the Songbird token, right? Now, I believe that Coinbase said they were going to participate in the Spark token airdrop. But they said that they weren't going to support the Songbird airdrop, which is messed up, you know? Because, had you known in advance, would you have really left your XRP on Coinbase knowing you weren't going to get your Songbird airdrop later on down the line? No. Any sane, logical person would have pulled their Songbird off the exchange, you know? But these people put their trust in Coinbase, right? And as we've seen, these exchanges are grimy out here, you know? We've seen how Bitstamp, they said they were going to support the Songbird airdrop, but they weren't going to support the XFi airdrop, right? So, but they were still trying to claim the XFi on the low, which we can all see on the blockchain, right? And so Flair Finance had got at Bitstamp and said, well, since you're not going to be participating in the XFi airdrop, we could just go ahead and blacklist your address. I remember all this like this was yesterday, right? And so Bitstamp was like, okay, so I guess they blacklisted their address, right? So Bitstamp had announced that they were going to participate in the Songbird token, but they weren't going to be participating in the XFi airdrop, right? Okay, so any logical person would say, okay, since you're not going to participate, I'm going to pull my Songbird off the exchange, right? I can take my Songbird to another exchange. Bitstamp came out and said, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to allow, or we're not going to be able to enable withdrawals of Songbird in time for the XFi airdrop. Ain't that some shit? That's messed up, bro. So it was already wishy-washy whether or not you were going to participate in the Songbird airdrop. But you won't even let me pull my own Songbird off the exchange to go participate in the XFi airdrop at another exchange. That's hella messed up. That was hella messed up to me. And so Bitstamp customers missed out on the XFi airdrop because of an exchange. These exchanges are grimy out here. Not all of them. You know, shout out to Kraken Celsius, who decided to free the bird, you know. Better late than never. But it's some exchanges out here that ain't even freed the bird at all. And they still got him. We could see him on the blockchain. Right? I'm just going on a rant. But, guys, I keep telling you. Pull your crypto off the exchanges. Pull your crypto off the exchanges. Take control of your financial assets, guys. We got hacks going on out here. We got cyber attacks going on out here. Your crypto, I'm going to just say your crypto is not safe on the exchange. Or it's not safe in centralized hands, You need to take full control of your digital assets, and you do that by pulling your crypto off the exchange. Now, if you don't already have a cold wallet, I have a link in the description of my video where you can purchase a decent biometric hardware wallet. It's the most advanced cold storage wallet on the market right now, and I can get you $50 off with my link in the description. Decent wallets usually go for $160, but I can get it to you for like $50 off. So, guys, if you still haven't realized by now, these exchanges don't care. They don't care. You know, Brian Armstrong is probably staking his Songbird and Flair Finance right now, getting all that SFIN just like I'm trying to. I told you, financial institutions are going to be coming to the Songbird network via Fireblocks. You know, if they're not already doing so. Now, the Songbird community says it's amazing how all the FUD flying around about the Songbird price. The blockchain is 26 weeks old and is still in first gear. Izzy Rocket says Songbird will hit double digits, whether it's 1 or 2 years from now. David Schwartz's speech regarding the use case for Songbird is incredible, and only a fool will think that this is a shitcoin. $10 per coin, end of the year. I believe that Songbird will blow up just like Kusama did. It's a parachain, just like Kusama is. You know, it has a limited supply of Songbird tokens to testnet, but the Songbird tokens have real value, you know? And so it's a testnet, but it's like it's the real thing, you know, because in a testnet you can create as many tokens as you want. But the Songbird sidechain is a real blockchain, you know, because it only has a limited amount of Songbird tokens. So it's like it's a real blockchain, you know, you can't just create a bunch of tokens out of thin air, you know? And that's what makes Songbird so valuable, you know? Just like Kusama. I want to see what I want to see on the Songbird network, because I want to see parachain auctions like Kusama has, you know? I want to see corporations, maybe some blockchain companies from the Ethereum network come over here and bid an auction for, you know, a slot to build on top of the Songbird network. That's what I want to see. And the stake connector has officially launched, which we're going to get into. A couple more tabs in this video, which is going to be big. Now, shout out to Flintstone. He says, Flair Finance Delegation rewards have now been distributed and are available to be claimed. Sorry for the delay and thank you for your patience. So yeah, if you haven't already done so, check your Flair Finance, man. Your Songbird should be available for you to claim. Songbird community says Songbird will run parallel alongside Flair. Double opportunities. Like, this state connector is a big thing because, like, we have S assets coming into play. Flair Network says the Flair engineering team has successfully upgraded Songbird to version 0.6.1, ready for the State Connector activation date on Monday the 28th. That was yesterday. Friendly reminder to upgrade your node to this version before that date to avoid service disruption after the hard fork. That's for developers, I believe, and stuff like that. Songbird community says, update, State Connector is live. Holding S assets now comes with a minting reward in Songbird. More details to follow soon. So, if you hold S assets, you'll be able to earn Songbird. That's cool. Songbird gave a round of applause for Flair, who said, the State Connector is now live on Songbird. More information on what this means for the whole blockchain tomorrow. Wow, this is exciting. This is really exciting. Flair responded and said a huge thanks to all of you for the support. Songbird community says, congratulations. LL Flair Songbird at GotXRP says, straight from the one and only Tom T. There will be S assets minting rewards at The Real, Patty XRP, Mr. Fresh Time, Flair Network, Songbird Community, and Community Flair. Tom T says, update. Holding S assets will come with a minting reward in Songbird, details of which will be outlined sometime in the future. Please also be mindful that there is no set time frame for F asset implementation on Songbird. So you will be able to earn Songbird for holding S assets. That's cool. You know, in the Flair network, we got F assets, but in the Songbird network, we got S assets. So, two different networks that we can like port over to and utilize their network. It's cool, man. So, Tom T, this is somebody you should be following. He is the head of community communications at Flair. Tom T has over 2,300 followers on Twitter. Somebody you should be following. He says, just be mindful that S assets rewards on Songbird won't be nearly at the same scale as F assets on Flair. More information will be provided closer to F asset protocol integration on Songbird. No set time frame for that. So I guess he's saying the amount of awards that we're going to earn in Flair is going to be different from the amount that we earn within Songbird. I mean, he doesn't say if it's going to be more or it's going to be less, but more information will be provided, so be on the lookout for that. Now, Flair Oracle says, let's suck up some value locked up in other cryptos. The state connector will give Songbird the ability to track the state of other blockchain networks. Thanks to this, it can bring us F asset capabilities that will do just that. Turn your Bitcoin into SBTC for dApps and DeFi. So now, with the state connector, you can port over your Bitcoin into the Songbird network and use it in Flair Finance or the Canary Alpha DAO. I mean, this is just the beginning. Like, you can see in this little picture right here, like, they're porting over their XRP, Doge, Litecoin. Almost any token can be ported over. I think any token can be ported over to the Songbird network via the state connector now. And so this is going to unlock and bring so much value to the Songbird network. I think Songbird's going to explode. You know? Because just imagine all those people, like all those Ethereum whales, you know, who spend so much money in gas fees, and they hear about Songbird and the state connector and how they can port over their Ethereum to the Songbird network. So like they could create SETH, for example, and like use that in Flair Finance, the value of Ethereum, but the speed and efficiency and the cheap gas fees of the Songbird network. Oh, they're winning. They'll be winning. I can't wait, you know? I mean, I can't wait for Flair Finance to really take off. You know, the value of Songbird and XFi to increase in value and stabilize. Oh man, I'll be able to do some damage. I'll be taking out fat loans in Canary dollars, you know? Once the price is stable though, you know? I wouldn't recommend doing that right now, but I can see the possibilities with this state connector, you know? Being able to port over value over to the Songbird network. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Nick LaBue, or Bu, I don't know if I said that right, but you should be following him on Twitter as well. He is the founder of Arius Ox. See, these are the type of people that I want to be friends with and make connections with. Founders and CEOs and businessmen and managers. These are the type of people that I want in my circle. So you should be following Nick as well. Now, he wrote a tweet. He says, as we approach the upcoming release of the State Connector on the Songbird network, I thought it might be useful to write a quick thread to simplify the Layercake white paper and provide context as to why it is important. Shout out to Nick, man, because I tried to read that paper and it was very technical and I couldn't understand a lot of it. So I really appreciate you breaking it down, in English. Now, he says, first off, Layercake is the name given to the cross layer 1 bridge that will reside on Flair. This gives a user the ability to bridge an asset onto the Flair network. For example, let's say Hugo would like to utilize some of his XRP on Flair. Hugo could deposit his XRP somewhere and be minted a representation of it on Flair. The representation is currently known as an F asset. So, he would mint his XRP and it would turn it like FXRP, which is a Flair asset, but it would represent the XRP on the Flair network, which is cool. Now, he says once on Flair, the minted asset could be utilized within the Flair ecosystem. This means decentralized applications built on Flair have the opportunity to integrate with any bridged asset. That's crazy. So, we'll be able to use our XRP on Flair. All of the coins that have already been mentioned, time and time again. XRP, Algorand, Litecoin, Stellar, Dogecoin, and Spark. I believe that's it. But now, with Layercake, you will be able to port over any asset to the Flair network. Bitcoin, casino coin, it's possible. You would just mint an F asset, that would represent that casino coin, FCSC, and then you'd be able to use that on the Flair network. It's cool, because you'll be able to port over that value. There's a lot of value that's locked up and tied up because of gas fees. That's a serious problem. Now he says, okay, but how does this bridge work? Layercake leverages something called the State Connector to make this all work. The State Connector, huh? The State Connector is a mechanism which verifies transactions have been made on external blockchains. But what does this have to do with Layercake? Good question. In order for Layercake to securely bridge assets, collateral needs to be locked on both the destination and origin chains. The State Connector is able to verify that the appropriate amount of collateral has been deposited on the external chain. Collateral needs to be locked for the time it takes an asset to cross the bridge, plus a short cooldown period. This cooldown period is a safeguard in the case the layer 1 chain undergoes a block reorganization. He says, previously, to participate in the minting process, collateral would need to be locked up for the duration of the F assets' lives on the network. In this case, substantial amounts of collateral would need to be locked up, limiting participation to large players. The time to release and reduce collateral requirement give rise to further decentralization of the bridge. It would allow any user with sufficient collateral to be able to mint assets, including their own. This also opens the door for Layercake to bridge an asset from any, you see that? Any connected layer 1 chain to any other connected layer 1 chain with Flair as an intermediary. This is how Flair will connect everything. I didn't mean to click on that, but you will be able to connect any chain to the Flair network. You'll be able to port over any asset to the Flair network using the State Connector. That's crazy. That's crazy. And so Flair is becoming the bridge of all bridges. Interoperability is key. It is. You will be able to port over any asset and unlock that value, for pennies on the dollar. It's crazy. I really believe that Flair and Songbird are going to explode. I really do. Once everything gets off the ground and prices like stabilize, and oh man, the utility is going to be off the charts. Now, he says, to clarify further, thanks Hugo Filion. He quoted Hugo, who said, just to clarify, Layercake is bridging for smart contract networks. F assets are bridging for non-smart contract networks. This is crazy. I'm really excited for Songbird. I'm really excited for Flair. Like, we're so close. So close. And now that I understand what the state connector is, guys, we will be able to port over our assets into Songbird and Flair using the state connector. It's crazy. Especially our Bitcoin, SBTC. You'll be able to have all the value, the store value of Bitcoin and the cheap gas fees of Flair and Songbird. It's gonna be wild. Flair Network says Flair is built to be integrated with every chain. Every chain. You see that? Every chain. We don't attack the merits or dismerits of other consensus protocols. Bridges, not walls. Connect everything. Everything. Quant Lord responded to Flair and said, get on with it then. Hugo responded to him and said, roadmap next week. Oh snap. Roadmap next week. The Flair Network is going to be releasing their roadmap next week. And so when that comes out, I'm going to be on that. And we're going to crank that video out ASAP. Mega Man XRP, shout out to him. He says, fire. Awesome. Testing Songbird so far has been an amazing experience. S assets will be huge. These morons don't have a clue. Yeah. Songbird is going to explode just like Kusama did. It's a parachain just like Kusama. It's crazy. And now you're going to be able to port over any asset to the Flair and Songbird network using the state connector. It's crazy. I really believe that Flair is going to explode. And now, I'm even more excited to get my Spark tokens. Hugo Filion says, I'm more excited by what we are working on at Flair than ever. It's crazy. Songbird community responded to Hugo and says, we are also. Are you excited about Songbird and Flair? Are you excited about the state connector? Let me know in the comments, man. Let me know how your experience has been going within Flair Finance. This is RPU, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.